All right, hello and welcome back. I think the first thing that we'll do is just head back to our room. It's been a long day. I think we need to rest up a little bit. This is it's a tough thing to go through. Let's do some intership transport and need to see more options. There's Roger's quarters, and we will head there. Still have our eulogy. It looks like it was written in crayon. And it looks like something's blinking over here. Let's take a peek. On our personal compost.
Wow, a message for me. I must be getting popular.
Who is bothering us
I
now?
wonder what it is.
Roger, help me. I only have a moment. They faked.
Whoa.
Stellar, what happened? The picture's gone. You're alive?
We gotta get to the right. We gotta tell Kielbasa, let him know immediately. Stellar seems to be alive. And for a janitor, Roger really does not keep his room too tidy. Love all the scratches on Kielbasa's giant cushy chair here. Well, let's let him know.
Commander Kilbasa, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I've just received a distress message on my compost. And it was from Stellar.
Wilco, have you been whipping cleaning fluid again?
I'm absolutely as sane as I've ever been. She's being held on Delta Berksalon by Sharpay.
That's a big stretch. You got a lot of information from that message that we didn't know.
Do you realize how irrational that sounds? We buried Stella. You were there. Maybe you need a rest. Take a couple of hours off.
Couple of hours.
Sir,
Wilco, we have our orders from Starcon and we'll be carrying them out. Drop it, Janitor. Leave the bridge now, Wilco. I've made my decision.
Well, obviously we're not going to be getting any help from Kielbasi here, but it sounds like Roger's fairly certain that we need to be getting to Delta Berksalon. Maybe we can just hop on board a ship, head that direction. Let's go to Shuttle Bay. Kielbasa curling up. A couple of guys here. Maybe we can talk to them like we talked to Jabba.
Magnum doesn't talk. He fancies himself to be like one of those Buckingham Palace types.
Magnum, huh? Who is this?
Magnum Opus belongs to an elite Starcon fighting forces called the Flying Flingers, FF for short.
And what's he got here?
A nice fatty donut. Magnum will probably scarf this down. After all, he needs to maintain his boyish Tubbleguts figure.
And how about this fella? Who's he?
That's Chesbro, one of the Shuttle Bay guards.
Chesbro. What's Chesbro got to say, huh?
You consider saying hi until you remember how dedicated he is to his job, and you wouldn't want him to get in trouble for slacking off while on duty. I wonder why you don't worry about that for yourself.
Well, maybe we can just leave.
An interesting idea. What are you up to, Roger?
No? Alright. Well, I guess maybe we'll have to deal with these guys first. Maybe I can just push them out of the way.
An interesting thought, but you wouldn't want to give him the wrong idea about your intentions.
Alright, so what we actually have to do, and I am honestly not certain how one would generally figure this out without just a lot of kind of pointing and clicking into things, is to go down to the database here. We're going to look through the entity database, go down known races. Someone somewhere, I hope, must mention this to give us a hint that we should be searching through this, but what we want to do is look for the Volgars, and we'll learn a little bit about them. So, Volgars are a peaceful race of brilliant and logical thinkers whose only real joy in life is to stride around the galaxy with superior attitudes and correct other people's grammar and spelling. They also enjoy designing outer space strategy simulation games. This makes them nearly as insufferable as university academics, but not as well paid. Considering their placid and studious lifestyle, it's interesting to note that the Volgars have developed an extremely practical martial arts technique called the Volgar Nerve Pinch. This is obviously a very clear reference to Star Trek. This is a tactical/oral maneuver in which the pincher pinches the bundle of nerve fibers at the base of the neck while whispering dialogue from either Tango and Cash or Hudson Hawk. That part I don't think is from Star Trek. I've been wrong before, though. This particular combination of stimuli results in a searing flash of pain and then unconsciousness, which can last for several hours. The technique is demonstrated in Hollow Joint Program 555-1212. So, let's go, to the Hollow Joint, or the Hollow Deck. Or the Hollow Cabana, whatever it's called. And we're going to use the console behind us. And we got to turn it on first, that's right. 555. There's a bunch of other material on there on different races. They're kind of fun and interesting to read through. And there are some other holodeck program numbers that they give you, but this is the one that we actually want.
Welcome to Hollow Suite Program 555-1212, the Volgar Nerve Pinch. Despite our reputation for being pacifist, we Volgars have developed an extremely practical martial arts technique used mainly for defensive purposes. It is called the Volgar Nerve Pinch. This is a tactile oral maneuver in which the applier pinches the bundle of nerve fibers at the base of the neck while whispering into the victim's ear dialogue from either Tango and Cash or Hudson Hawk. This particular combination of nerve stimuli and loss of cerebral control due to the torturous mantra of movie dialogue results in a searing flash of pain and then unconsciousness.
A lot of hatred towards Tango and Cash, I guess, here.
In effect, it is similar to a temporary orally induced robotomy. Victims are soon rendered unconscious for several hours. When they awaken, they will remember nothing of how they came to be unconscious, if they are extremely lucky. I shall demonstrate on my most eager volunteer. You will please to pay attention.
I'm not sure how eager this volunteer truly is, but
Address the subject in this manner. Please to notice the location of my hand as I begin the narcotic chant of cinematic morphine.
He mutters something thankfully unintelligible into the ear of the volunteer.
And they truly do just have him mutter something unintelligible here, so we'll just skip. Goes on for longer than it should.
So, as you can see, it is very effective. If you can apply a proper grip to the neck, it will disable 9 out of 10 neck-bearing species. This completes our program. Thank you.
Alright, let's try the pinch out on our guards. Blocking our way to the shuttle bay. There we go. I see no reason why this won't do the job. There are a couple of other things that we could do right now. It, in some ways, makes more sense to do it now, because we really shouldn't be able to do it later. But we don't know that we need to do it now, so I think it makes more sense to do it after. But yes, we will apply our vulgar nerve pinch. Roger will mumble.
Boy, I got you with my fingers in your Kurt Russell. Now you can't get away. Gotcha.
I think that's enough.
Hard to believe this is a real job. Oh my.
He's out, but Magnum Opus not quite so easy. Not to mention he barely has a neck. He took us out without really any difficulty. And apparently, attacking another member of Starfleet is not something that they look too kindly on here. Roger has been thrown in prison. Let's see, you got a few things on. Major Tom is here. Sarek lies. Kilbasa. Gravity sucks. This is the head of security.
That would be Dorf, the nearsighted and fairly clueless security chief.
Who is preparing just absolutely way too much food for us. Which I appreciate. We'll snag this food up here once he's done talking.
Joy, Mr. Wilco! Oh, the cushy life will be a vague memory after you are sent to one of the labor camps on Daventry 8.
Oh, some kind of giant monster over there. Alright, so we'll grab these, and then we could start now. Really never finish in time, but we're going to do something very amusing here that may not be perfectly obvious at first, but we're going to try and combine these. We're going to take these shish kebabs, and we're going to click on these little P-shaped guys.
Now it has some cool ears.
We have to do this in a very specific order. So we're going to take this, and I believe...
Careful, combining those items might cause a rip in the space-time continuum, a tear in the very fabric of space itself. Or not.
We're going to take this piece and go to this, I think it's Orat meat, maybe?
The rack of a rat adds a nice touch.
The next step, I believe, what are these, some kind of pastries?
Careful, combining those... An interesting idea. Something's starting to take shape. What are you up to, Roger?
Weird little pea-pod spiny things.
A touchment of that adds something more to your work in progress.
Hopefully it's pretty clear what's happening right now. We're going to grab the watermelon.
How creative.
And finally this plate of spaghetti.
That's a nice touch.
Alright. And then we're just going to wait here for a minute. Let Dorf take this back out. And then usually I wait for Dorf to come back. I'm curious if we can just do this right now. Let's try. So we put our little construct right there. It's fun to keep an eye over here and see what that giant kind of monster guy does. Otherwise, we just have to kind of sit and wait for a minute. Comes back pretty quickly, generally speaking. There we go. Oh. And let's see if he notices that there's a second inmate in here with us. Hopefully with his terrible vision he won't tell.
Oh, I see you have a visitor. I'll leave you two alone, but you know the rules. 10 more minutes and they have to leave.
Wow. Alright.
Yikes, it's a good thing Dorf's so vain about wearing his prescribed much thicker glasses. That was too close. I nearly dampened an undergarment.
I guess we still get our donut. Although we already have one, so we don't really need a second.
You are very fortunate to not be a prisoner on one of those Cervic cruisers. They'd have you eating your... Oh, heck, never mind. You don't need to hear that right before you eat. That's for sure. Ooh, I do go on a little.
Does it even let us take this? Oh, it does. Oh, there we go. I thought we were going to have to wait for him to leave again, but luckily not. Yes, we hide in a little cart. Dorf, being the genius security officer that he is, leaves. And after our long, arduous imprisonment, we are free.
Nice work. Sometimes you actually surprise me.
Alright, so we have a way to deal with one of the guards, which really shouldn't work again, but it will. However, we don't have a way to deal with the bigger guy, Magnum Opus. So, where we need to go is back to sickbay. So we do have some bait for him in the form of the donuts, which obviously he loves, as he had that tall stack of them next to him while working, but just giving him a donut probably is not going to do a huge amount of good all by itself. Then again, we may not be going anywhere. There we go. Yeah, it really is unfortunate I have to use this older version, because it does just slow everything down. Now, you might think people would know that Roger was arrested for insulting an officer and trying to escape, but it seems like no one really seems to care. What we want to do is come over to these cabinets that are kind of hidden over here. Honestly, it's tough to know they're there until you see this guy open and close them. He is going to get stuck on us, isn't he? Yeah. Just going to step out of his way. Alright, now we can open this. And they were really worried about us using the machine, but they have no problem with us taking this syringe full of morphine.
It's a bottle of morphine.
I wonder what morphine could be. Have to, again, dodge around this guy. You know what? Taking the long way around. Not dealing with it. Go by Java. And back to the transporter. Now again, there's something we could do first, but I'm going to choose to wait. We're going to go yet again to the shuttle bay entrance. And the first thing we're going to do as we arrive is spike that donut with the morphin. There we go.
Good thinking.
Alright, then we're going to place this donut on top of this pile over here. And again, they seem to have just no concern that Roger is walking around freely. We'll wait here a minute. Pretty soon he will snag that donut. The donut that is full of morphin. Not morphine, but morphin. Which becomes very apparent right now. Got a nice King's Quest 6 reference coming up, I think, with this one. Oh, after this. Oh. This should be the last one, I think. Alright, and now let's employ our nerve pinch.
Ooh,
Not gonna listen again. Now we just have to press the button.
Smooth move. You got his keyring.
And nothing happens. What if we hit the other button? Ooh. Unfortunate. We don't seem to be able to reach both. So, we're going to need a little help. And the location that we need to go to get that help is going to 8 rear. And again, people should probably be aware of the fact that we were recently arrested, but just nobody really seems to mind. Luckily, we do have a buddy here. Probably because his robotic nature allows him to put up with Roger's annoyingness.
Hello, Roger. Please join me in consuming something.
Thanks, Sydney.
You seem uptight.
There's been a lot going on, Sid.
Say what? Upright? What are you talking about, Sydney?
Uptight was the word. Perhaps that is too archaic a reference for you. It would have been more effective to say that you seem concerned.
We are concerned, Sydney.
Oh, yeah. I do have a thing or two, well, at least something on my mind.
I am sorry to hear this. I hope your concerns are soon alleviated.
Agreed, Sid. Agreed. That conversation just kind of
I do have to come
fades
up with some
away.
solutions.
At least it will. And then we just need to talk to him a second time.
Sydney, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you.
A
Flame away,
unique
Roger.
favor.
You know I'd give you my right appendage if you needed it.
Funny you should
Funny
mention
you should
that.
say that, Sydney. I kind of have this situation where that very item could come in handy.
Handy, get it?
Really? Well, I was merely saying that metaphorically.
You really are a great friend, Sydney. That'll come in real handy. I can't thank you enough, Sydney.
Well, if you really are seriously in need of it, I suppose I could lend it to you.
He just pops it off, no
You will
big
give
deal.
it right back to me, won't you, Roger?
Oh, yeah. You bet your nut flanges, Sydney.
And then we actually need to talk to him one more time, which we don't actually know that we need this yet, but I want to save time walking back and forth, so...
Sydney, I kind of need another favor. I need one of your eyes.
Pardon me, Roger. For a second, I thought you said you also wanted one of my eyes. I must have my auditory circuits diagnosed.
Well, actually, Sydney, I could use one of your eyes.
Are you certain, Roger? Well, I guess if you really need it.
Oh, I do. I really do, Sydney. You're a mechanized lifesaver.
You will return them soon, right, Roger?
Sure.
Oh, of course, Sydney. Real soon. Listen, I've got a couple of things I've got to attend to. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Sydney.
Doesn't even ask what we need him
You
for.
say it will be soon, Roger.
Oh, yeah. See you soon, Sydney.
Alright, so he pops that out. We do have to remember to pick up the hand. Oops. I didn't mean to make Roger walk back there.
You pinch yourself to make sure
No.
this isn't all.
Pick up the hand. Alright, and back to the shuttle bay yet again. There we go. Got some kind of weird Elvis impersonator back here, munching away. Luckily, these guys are still out of it. But, alright. Let's hit this over here. Take Sydney's right arm. Press the other button simultaneously. And open... was it 4 doors, probably? Let's watch. 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, wow. 6, 7. I like the little shower curtain. Alright, now we're faced with kind of an interesting dilemma. Got a bunch of cruisers in here. They all probably have alarms on them, and we don't even know which one's ours, but luckily we stole that key ring. And if we use it...
The shuttle's alarm is now deactivated.
Hooray! Alright, let's get on board this shuttle. Wonderful. And then actually, I'm going to end things here. We'll complete our escape next time. There's a couple of scenes that I want to save for beginning of next episode. So, yeah, we will end things here. And when we come back, we will go off in search of Stellar and try to get to the bottom of this mystery. But till then, see ya.